guys could flip your notes over and go to example 7 and 8 on the back.
Over 6?
No, 5 or 6 for skipping.
What are you laughing at?
You can cross them out if you want. Okay.
Oh, they don't know why we're doing that. We just emailed and said they're trying to figure it out, but we're getting that message.
Yeah, it's kind of troublesome. Okay.
Maybe somebody hacked it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. All right, so guys, we're gonna go to we're gonna skip that top half of the back page. We're gonna go to the bottom. The top half is trying to get you to think more about this, like a little bit deeper, and we don't need to, it's okay, we'll be fine. We'll talk about that in geometry. So we don't need to think deeper today. We're gonna stay pretty shallow here. All right, so the converse of the Pythagorean theorem, converse just means kind of like the mathematical opposite. No, not with like the shoe. It's strange that it's the same thing. But okay, no whistling, please. So what this is saying, guys, is that if they give us the side lengths, we can check and see if something's a right triangle. So I just give you 3 side lengths, like 1, 2, and 3. Then you can use the Pythagorean theorem to check, is that going to be a right triangle? So if we have the fact that a squared plus b squared equals c squared, you know all 3 sides, then it has to be a right triangle.
Where are you putting this down?
I'm putting this, you see, there's a little bullet point. My H is weird. So if you just give me like 3 random side lengths, they're not necessarily going to form a right triangle. They have to have this specific property that a squared plus b squared has to equal c squared. So it says determine whether 9, 12, and 16 can be the sides of a right triangle. And if they can, they want us to show, like, they have to show our work, so you can't just be a good guesser. Be like, yep, like 50-50 chance, yes or no. So we're going to show that. Now, so basically we're going to put it in the formula and see if it works. Now, which side has to be C?
16.
16. So 16 has to be C. A and B don't matter. I usually call A the first one and then B the second one. But careful, remember that the formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So it's a question this time, though. It doesn't necessarily equal. We're trying to determine, are they equal?
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work?
What?
I'm asking. Yeah, no?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no. Is that a Wisconsin thing? Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Or no, yeah.
I always do yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
I always go.
No. It's so close.
This is
You're
225.
the old creepy guy from Family Guy.
Okay, guys.
You are.
So,
example 8 works.
okay. Yeah, so these two are not equal. So it might be a triangle, but it's not a right triangle. Okay, guys. So if you were building like a ramp in your backyard or something, and these were the length of lumber you have, this would not form like a right triangle. That's not what you want to use. So this one's not a right triangle. And so in order to get full credit for that, guys, you'd want to be able to show some works. Again, yes or no, obviously it's one way or the other, but I don't want it to be a 50-50 chance. So you do have to show your work. It's probably, my geometry students, like, they get frustrated about having to show their steps there, but they understand because it has to work in the formula. Now, Holton said this next one works. What's the really big thing to notice, though, in this problem?
They're all 10.
They all are like factors of 10. But there's something else that we have to be careful about.
They're in the wrong order.
They're in the wrong order. So, guys,
I'm a 1.
so they're not in like smallest to largest order, so they're trying to be tricky here. So which side has to be C?
50.
50. So don't let them throw you off. They're just put them in the wrong order. Now 40 and 30 don't really matter, but 50 has to be C. Otherwise, this is gonna look like it doesn't work, but if you heard Holton, he said it did work, and he's right. And they have some big numbers here.
Stop hitchhikers then?
Yeah, he's got hitchhikers.
Hey guys.
Oh my gosh.
Hey guys.
2,500.
So, because this is 1600, this is 900, this is 2500. It's just, I mean, yeah, you can do those in your head. Well, I can do it in my head because of the multiples of 10 there. And so this ends up being 2500 equals 2500. So this one would be a right. Okay? Questions? Alright, so we're going to alter the homework a little bit. Rather than going to 19 here, we're going to go to 13 instead, I believe. So we're cutting a few problems out. Now, what they do, you guys, for the homework is they don't draw triangles for you.
Oh, like try on. Is it like these?
They're kind of like that. They just tell you what A and B are, A and C are. So just so you guys know, if it bugs you, you can always draw the triangle. But they're kind of giving you a little more help too, because they're actually telling you what C is. Do you guys? So 3 through 13 odds, and then 23 through 27 odds. So we're doing both parts still. It's just it's a little bit shorter.
Oh my gosh, this is so